I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina,
and we're the Gorgeous Geeks.
And today we are here to talk about
Luthor,
Smallville, Luthor.
It's
yes,
actually.
indeed. Oh, but let me say this: we did do the Q&A. It was way longer than we meant it to be, so that's why it's
hasn't been up yet.
Yeah. So,
anyways, back to the episode. I have to say, I was so in shock at how good Tom Welling acted.
Yeah,
I
know a lot of people were arguing with me about how much I bashed him during Lazarus. I will not retract my statement. It was pretty darn bad in my opinion. However, I thought he did a pretty good job.
He did great. I was surprised.
He's never done bad that good before.
He really hasn't. And he's like he switched bodies with Lionel. And he had the red kryptonite episodes,
and Lionel totally had him pegged.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like he wasn't up to par with, John Glover.
Right. He had the couple of red kryptonite episodes, the Bizarro. I mean, he's played the bad Clark before, but this time he really had it down.
I think it was because like Red K, he throws on a leather jacket, he's making out with everybody. It's kind of over the top, But this was really subtle. It was like, I mean, not the things that he did was, subtle, throwing Lois across the room, making out with Tess and stuff, but, just
like the subtle things like, I'll kill you. And it's just, and you believed him. I'm like, when
he said to Tess, I'm going to kill you, and he smiled, I'm just like, oh, Clark, I don't believe you. You're too cute to be that evil.
Is it wrong to be more attracted to him that way than the regular way?
I don't know. I mean, if it's because he's bad, then I think you got problems. But I think his performance as Clark Luthor is better than Clark Kent.
But it wasn't just that. He was kind of even more. He's like suave.
Yeah.
And I was just like Tom, maybe like I don't know, producing more just made him a better actor as well.
He's never played it quite like that before, and I think he found a niche that he was really good at.
Well, he was supposed to. If any time he was supposed to be like that when he played Lionel, it was just more, But he really didn't change that well. But what we're saying is that Tom Welling's acting has progressed, and that he did a phenomenal job. I thought.
Yeah. So I mean, after Smallville's over, I don't think he has to be typecast as insert hero here. He could be a bad guy.
Yeah, he can play a lot of things. No.
I don't know about a lot of things, but I mean,
well, at least he can play. If he wanted to play a villain,
subtle,
he could
suave,
play a
bad guy repertoire thing. He can do it.
I never thought he could, but he actually did. That was one of my main concerns. I was like, I wonder how his acting is going to be, him playing a bad person. But he did a great job, and I'm glad that he's grown. And everybody who bashes us, he has grown. That's just it. He's grown up as far as acting. The more things actors do, the better they get where they should. Get better.
I was glad to see John Glover back as Lionel Luthor. I really miss those
monologues.
The episode kind of rushed through when Clark went to woke up, went to his room, was talking to Lionel. Like all the parts kind of rushed because it was. Clark was trying to figure out, and Lionel was just assuming it was business as usual. Mm-hmm. But at least we could see more of him again, though.
Yeah, that was a great ending too. It was like how he was just talking directly to the camera, like to the audience, like kind of like I'm back, but not in a cheesy way. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was great from the Tony Award winner, Mr. Glover.
I really love alternate reality episodes. I really do. When everything is switched around. Sometimes it's kind of difficult to watch things. Like when Clark was kissing Tess, I'm like, oh, Lois, please don't walk in and cause it to be a big scene and stuff like that. But that didn't happen. But
yeah, I thought it was, but I'm glad I didn't.
I do regret not seeing more of Evil Clark though, especially like when he was fighting.
I love Evil Clark
and all them.
I was watching. We were watching it with our dad, and our dad was. He told me afterwards. He said, I really would have liked to have seen the fight between Evil Clark, Tess, Oliver, and Lois. But I think
especially because I wonder how they got out of that position because Oliver wasn't there. So I just wonder how she weaseled her way out of going away. Maybe she said she'll get the box, and I don't know, try to set him up to get him back there, or he kept Lois hostage or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I would. They should have did a 2-part. They should have did a 2-part, because that's really my only complaint for the episodes, that I wanted to see more. I really did. They really should have did a 2-part, because I loved it that much. I thought it was kind of comical though when Clark came back and all of his friends and his girlfriend is standing over him with kryptonite weapons, ready to take
I
him
don't
out.
understand why. I understand that Oliver is the Green Arrow, but I don't understand why they don't have an arsenal of guns. Because if you shoot Clark, you know, with a kryptonite bullet, it's very effective. If it doesn't go all the way through, he'll heal up, basically, that wound. And then he'll have that kryptonite pretty much trapped inside of him, unless he digs it out himself. You know? So I just think a kryptonite bullets would be way more effective than arrow, because you can always push out an arrow.
Yeah.
So, I don't get that. I mean, I get it from Oliver's, you know, perspective, because he's the Green Arrow, but...
A lot of the heroes, though, they don't like to use guns, period, though. It's more sinister and deadly. I don't know. They really don't do it. They really don't work with guns, at least, you know, not, you know.
Just saying.
Usually when there's a secret, like there's a whole bunch of episodes of how can I trust you, or I don't know if I can't trust you anymore, and I'm glad they discovered
that Luthor thing out.
They discovered it and then they closed it all at once.
Yeah, I was surprised that it wasn't Oliver didn't have his moment of I knew it, Tess. No. So I'm glad how they brought it all out. I'm
glad Clark was understanding when he said, well, I guess, you know, I didn't make it, you know, really easy for you when I made the statement of Luthor blood is poison, you know, because if somebody tells you that, like, your family blood is poison, I'd be kind of scared to tell him too.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he admitted that. Clark is kind of growing up.
Yeah, well, Clark would admit stuff other people wouldn't. Oh, but talk about growing up. But she's like, I was protecting you, Clark. He's like, you're protecting yourself. I'm like, why couldn't you have said that to Chloe, to Lana, to just a bunch of people?
just about everybody except for his parents and Lois, basically.
Just some kind of crazy thing, and then say, I did it for you, Clark, to protect you.
There was a lot of progression. I was just glad that they got that over with, and everybody in the episode acted very well. Everyone. I felt kind of bad for Oliver and the other universes, like, I'm doing the right thing, but everybody hates me because I have to evict farmers from their land, but I need their land to stop this evil guy. I thought it was clever that they used Ultraman. If you haven't read, is it called Earth 2? Mm-hmm. The Earth 2, you just go and buy, like, the novel that's in novel form. Or
you can go, they have it in the movie. The movie and the book are different, so you can get both, and it'll still be refreshing.
Yeah, it's a good story, and also there's an annual Batman Superman that we talk about a lot, that we like to bring up, and
ties into the Earth 2 story. So.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that Clark killed Lex in that universe, and
Lex still left his mark.
Yeah, and Lex still left his mark because
always haunted by Lex.
Yeah, always haunted. Tess Mercer, she was just great in both. You know, both realities. Like, I was
wondering what they're gonna do about Lex. I'm like, okay, we know Michael Rosenbaum isn't back, so what are they gonna do? Explain that without that Lex presence? And they just said, oh, Clark killed him. So it was, you know, it made sense and it was interesting.
It made total sense.
So it was that way. I thought they were gonna say Lionel was gonna be like, oh, my son Lex died in that cornfield helicopter crash. He hit a scarecrow and it impaled him.
Oh, that spiky straw. You know.
Or the wood.
or the wood.
Yeah, whichever.
But the straw would be, you know, even more.
I've been hearing that there's been some complaints from shippers. I haven't heard any shippers say this, but I've heard people complain about shippers saying this. I want to just throw it out there that there wasn't enough ship in the episode. And it's just, to me, it was the same as always. There's like 3 or 4 scenes or whatever with Clark and Lois, and they say some important I love you things, and there's the rest of the episode.
I thought it was very sweet.
It was just that the rest of the episode that wasn't Clois involved was actually good. So the people who were like, oh, I don't care for that Clois stuff, they're happy. But I'm telling you, it's still like the same. It's just that the rest of the episode was competent.
You know, in a nice Superman book or story, you might have 2 or 3 panels of a nice Lois and Clark scene, and the rest of it is like telling the story. And so I just think that like that episode just, I mean, it's just kind of like the comic book. It's just,
it was a nice balance.
Yeah.
And I also have to say, that's just craziness, because you see straight into my soul when Clark was like, you can tell that I'm lying or not. When he said that to the alternate Lois and
the word thing, he's like, you misspell words. You know, I thought that was cute. I thought that was a great moment.
And I don't want to live in a world where you don't love me. How is that not Clois shipper worthy?
Yeah, I thought that was great. You know, I think it was just enough. I really don't think either sides could complain about how that episode went as far as the mix between the Superman story and the Superman romance story.
I do have to say, maybe cloudly people might be upset because it proves that the fact that everyone knows that if that Oliver could have Lois over Chloe, he'd have Lois over Chloe. Of course, Chloe wasn't around. Maybe she's actually made it with Henry/Jimmy somewhere.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or maybe she didn't stick around in Smallville because, you know, she wouldn't have... Clark is evil, so she wouldn't have obsessed with them. I mean, who knows, but...
A lot of powerful men and a lot of superheroes are attracted to Lois Lane because of her personality, her domineering, her, you know, let's take on the world attitude. So, you know, it's... it was surprising that they had Lois with Oliver, because he was, like she said, she's like, I haven't found a man better than you, or a good man better than you. And so I thought that was a nice scene, and I just love the fact that Lionel Luthor is back.
I love the Clark and Lois, but that Oliver and Lois scene was pretty sweet, you know?
Yeah.
It was very sweet.
It was. What did you think about Lionel taking over the fortress? I thought that was so smart.
Yeah.
I thought that was so smart to put in. Kudos to whoever wrote that episode.
I thought for sure, I'm like, okay, he's going to go over there and Jor-El's just going to know, because Jor-El knows everything. And then it was not how I expected.
Yeah, that episode was pretty unpredictable. I just wish there's more. I wish they would have did a two-part. I wish they would have did a two-part series of it, because that was really great. And so, man, I just wish that they do go carry on to 11th season, just so I could see another episode of that alternate reality. But I'm pretty sure, like, the fan fiction will, you know, take care of it if, you know, they never go back to it.
I wonder if the whole Alexander thing, if they can somehow, by miracle, convince Michael Rosenbaum to come back, do they plan on him being the original Lex? Because it's just kind of dumb that he died in an explosion with the toy monkey or bear, whatever it was. Or is he going to be Alexander grown up? Because he still has the aging thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I would totally not like it to be a clone.
Yeah, I want the actual Lex Luthor to come back. I just don't believe... It's just not right.
Yeah. Totally not right. Preview for next week. We're excited about it. Well, it looks like Clark is gonna propose to Lois next week, and I hope it's the most romantic, most beautiful, sappiest, sweetest thing we've ever seen on television. Because that rest of the episode is probably gonna be blown by that piss poor excuse of Slade.
That is exactly right. I love how Lois made the joke about when she was in the hospital. She's like, how many times have I been in here? I'm like, there's no telling. Somebody listen, like,
you know what? It's okay to me, kind of, when you do repetitive and things that are cliche, as long as you make fun of how cliche it is.
Yeah.
I don't get, though, why Clark would just take that device and just turn it on.
Oh, yeah. That's as many times
Not
as he's discovering things.
That is unlike comic book Clark. Sometimes he's just dumb. Actually, that reminds me of a specific Supergirl book. She just said something stupid. Open this box that was obviously designed just for her not to see into it, and she opened it up, and it was basically a test by Batman. To basically see how dumb she was.
Yeah. He was like, you opened the box, didn't you? You know, but as many times as there's been Kryptonian relics, and he's been teleported or zapped, or people.
You'd think he'd know better.
To the future and
trapped in the Phantom Zone.
Why would you just use something? Well, anyways, tell us what you think. Give us a comment. I'm Katrina.
I'm Christina,
and we're the